hustle, but the night we
know that the ride or die.
Welcome to the House of the Princess.
I keep waiting on my seat. Know that the ride or die.
I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet.
we hustle, but the night
Waiting on my seat. Know that the ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when
Thank
I
y'all
was not
for joining
around.
us.
Certain people that I know.
Hi. Oh, I couldn't hear nothing. They done got some new things going on. How are y'all doing? Usually I can hear everything on this side, and for some reason why I cannot hear it anymore. And then I'll get all blurry. If at any time you can hear me, let me know. And I played the wrong intro. So out of nervousness. So let's play the right intro. Hold on, I'll be back. You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Okay, here we go. We're back in the newsroom. Things is we try to get things going on. How are you guys doing? I'll do a quick roll call before we get the news going on. This is going to be kind of long, so I do want to kind of hurry up and move forward. Thank you, little boss lady Mickey G. Always that one girl, number one girl. Lovely 31 print and grown woman. Don't try me. Hey, you are a member, okay, girl? Thank you. And Cleopatra, how are you doing? All of y'all that are coming in the room, thank you for coming in. Please press the like button if you really want to support a Black business. I would ask that you press the subscribe button. That is a free way of supporting the channel. It keeps me getting on your TVs, computers, mobile devices, coming in your life whenever I can. I know I am not the best girlfriend all the time, but you know, I'm trying. I show up, you know what I'm saying? So I would like to thank all of y'all ahead of time for coming in and just spending your life in minutes with me. So what I was going to do also is we always put it on subscriber mode. I don't have time for trolls, okay? At least the random kind, okay? And what we're going to do, get you a snack, get you a cool beverage, come on in and sit on down. And I know it's a lot of people live at the same time. I meant to go earlier, but I was in a meeting, and then that's what I do. I get to sabotaging myself after. I'm like, I ain't gonna do what I'm tired. I'm gonna go do something else. And I do have a bucket list of things to do. I don't know if y'all can see this, but you can see a line. I crossed out like one. One of them they ain't paid me for yet. So I still got like stuffs to get done this weekend. And it's funny, as soon as I get online, the internet's want to start, my stream want to start showing me in a unbecoming face. Let me see. So I know you can't see me well, but at least you'll hear me well in a minute. Thank you. Show love to my sis. Yes, thank you so much. So what we're going to get to first is we do, those who are new to the channel, we do the news here. It is 100% real factual news with just a small twist of ratchet. I do the journalism, the basic bias without bias and give you the news. But at the end, I will give you my opinion or my comments on the details of it. So these are some of the weekly picks that I have that I think people should know. And it includes local news, world news, entertainment news, and sometimes YouTube news. Okay. Oh, I'm like, it's got to be a new name. So, without further ado, well, first of all, let me share my screen. I told myself to do that a minute ago, and I didn't. Oh no, don't share me with me. Boom, there we go. Without further ado, we are going to get down to the local news. Right, and again, this is the Chicagoland local news because that's where I'm from. The Chi. Look, I got things in the screen. There you go. Move that out the way. And I got a lot of them today. Some of them is kind of short, so I just want to get down to it. This first one is, where's my layout? They always fudge with my shiggity. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'll fix it. Is that one? Oh, that's the one. Okay. So, well, I'll put my business out there. There you go. Oh, look, I love you. Thank you so much. Hey, Roxy Rocks. The first story will be, oh, you can't see my finger. Okay. 31st Street. Okay. Mr. Lamont Robinson. I have the familiarity or the joy of being in his presence and being introduced to him. He is trying to keep the low end together. We have had an uprising of violence on 31st Street Beach, and y'all will be getting a curfew. Here it is, Fox 32, our faves. It's going to let you know what's going down.
Family. But at one Chicago Park District facility, celebrations will be cut short tonight. Terrence is at the live desk with more on that. Terrence?
Sylvia and Scott, anyone who's planning a picnic on 31st Street Beach needs to be out of there by 9 o'clock tonight. Tonight, and for the next 10 days, a new curfew is in effect. Now, normally the beach would close at 11. Fourth Ward Alderman Lamont Robinson says he's not happy about shortening beach hours, but they had to do something after 2 fatal shootings 2 weeks ago at the beach and another last week. He says they'll see whether the curfew is working to prevent violence before deciding whether to make those shorter beach hours permanent.
Hey, Scott and Terrence, that show, which was 30 minutes long, wrapped up just a few minutes ago, and community members are now on their way home, but it sure did live up to its name. Take a look. As you mentioned, this show is known as the largest fireworks show in Illinois. It is being held at Hamilton Lakes Business Park, where thousands gathered tonight to take in the dazzling display. The village of Itasca launched a whopping 3,600 fireworks for the occasion, and it was synchronized to a variety of songs playing on a concert-grade sound system, including pop music, patriotic tunes, and movie soundtrack hits. The fun didn't begin up above, though. Families started arriving as early as 4:30 with lawn chairs, towels, and their patriotic get-ups in tow. Food, drinks, and a kids' entertainment zone kept everyone busy for hours before the grand finale. For many, it's an annual tradition in celebration of our red, white, and blue.
Love the Fourth. It's for celebration, for coming together. It's all about the birthday of America. It brings a lot of memories of childhood, you know.
It's just about celebrating independence and being with everybody that you love.
Independence, freedom to do everything we want to do. It's, you know, America's the best.
It's really great. So that's why we come every year and bring the kids, because they really love it.
It's one of the best fireworks shows in a long time I've seen since Arlington Park Raceway.
They have all different variety,
different like ones that look like flowers and all kind of stuff.
I love fireworks. So yesterday I was down at Navy Pier. They said these are the best out in the west suburb. I want to see if it's really true.
And it'd be great if we could find her and ask her what she thought. In my opinion, I would certainly come back to Itasca to watch this show again. But if you are wondering who has the largest fireworks display in the world, the Philippines snagged that Guinness World Record back in 2016 for a New Year's Eve show that was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 32 seconds. Reporting live in Itasca, KeKe Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Welcome back. It is 7:30 on your
pause. Goddamn. Oh, excuse me. See, I ain't supposed to be talking like that. I'm trying to. I got to get back in my bag. Newscaster, but I'm dressed too casual. That's probably why I'm acting casual. I played both of those back to back so that you can also see the dynamic of the different areas. 31st Street, it's multicultural area. Like everything along the beach is multicultural mostly. I'm in a beach area, you know, or across the Lakeshore Drive, as we call it. North Shore, Lake Shore, South Shore, Hyde Park, all of those are areas along the beach. Waukegan, Indiana has some beach area. You'll find all kinds of different people. But 31st Street is more blacks. They have the house music over there. There are some other stories that came up that I just didn't play preceding the early closing of the beach. They said if you're not out there by 11 o'clock, they're going to tow your car. Like they're really focusing on cleaning up. And I think part of the problem is also, again, people don't police their own children. You let your teenagers out. Some of your kids, not even teenagers, they're terrorizing the people that are in the area, trying to enjoy themselves. They're out there robbing. Situations escalate, and they are robbing and killing people, or people out there with wrong motives. Sometimes, you know, it's summertime shy. Everybody's outside. They go out there, get drunk and belligerent, and now we are a conceal and carry city. No, it's the state. So we conceal and carry, and you know, if you hold it in your car and you don't have your mind right, you could just proceed to hurt somebody. And unfortunately, these are the type of situations that happen. So Itasca is nowhere around here. It's way, like they said, west suburbs, about an hour away roughly. Predominantly white suburbs. So that is where they have all the stuff. Is where the light skins live. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Welcome to y'all that is in here. Thank you to everyone that has come in. Hit the like button. You know what it is. Y'all are at home. Thank y'all so much. So next we have the NASCAR. Roxy is funny. She in here. I was just talking about going her way to the store tomorrow because I want to go get some meats. We got the meats. I wanted to go to the meat packer house. The shouts out to Black Diamond. We're gonna get some chicken, okay, some fresh ones. And I thought about it. I was still thinking about it, like I might not, because NASCAR is here. Then I thought about on the other side of my coin. I'm like, how can I capitalize off this and make it lucrative? Because I need to call one of my girls, because she be selling snow cones and things out there and making her money. And how can I make money off NASCAR? So they are here this weekend. They are messing up our city and our traffic and our roads. And they going to have a rootin' good time. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about NASCAR. Here we go.
Friday morning as we take a gorgeous bird's eye view of the NASCAR Chicago street race track this morning. Yep, Grant Park looks a little bit different than it usually does, doesn't it, Nat?
Courtesy of our Fox drone team, by the way, out there live this morning. The NASCAR Chicago street race gets the green flag tomorrow morning.
Oh, we're excited. And Brian Jackson has stepped off the anchor desk this morning. He's given us an up-close look this morning. Brian, good morning. What you seeing out there, sir?
Good morning, you guys. I'm literally right above Pit Road, where cars will be going almost 200 miles per hour come tomorrow. But you know, here in Chicago, we love our swag. So this morning I got a chance to catch up with one of the men responsible for that. Justin Bryan is the Senior Director of Legends Global Merchandise. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I'm looking at this beautiful kind of replica NASCAR helmet we have here. What parts of the city did you guys use to maybe inspire some of these designs?
Yeah, so again, Chicago's great for inspiration, right? And so just to start off on the front here, we've got the Chicago flag worked into the track outline for the NASCAR race this weekend. Obviously have the street race logo here. And then on the back, we've got the skyline.
Wow,
so,
this is beautiful.
A lot of fun, yep. Along with several different images, iconography of different elements of Chicago worked in, like the hot dog, the L train, things like that.
What do you feel like makes this race so special, so different from all the other stops on the NASCAR circuit?
You know, from all the others, and really last year's inaugural really kicked this off, is the uniqueness of a street race for NASCAR. It makes it a lot of fun. Work in that track outline to things and merch, but also for the fans to watch a unique form of racing.
All right, well, what else we got for you over here?
So,
we got a lot of treats.
Little show and tell for us. So here's a great piece from 47 brand that incorporates, again, some inspiration with the Chicago hot dog along the cars.
Catch up on there.
Down there, yep. And a lot of fun. Some really good 47 brand products along with other name brands like Nike, Johnny O, Lululemon this year, which is new, which we're really excited about.
I was really looking at that hat you were showing me a little bit earlier, right?
Yep. So this is our limited edition hat that we do for each race. And this one is numbered out of 2024 for the year. And again, it has each individual number here on the back.
That, right?
Yep. With the woven label limited edition. And then one of my favorite features, the checkered flag, that's also the calendar commemorating the date of the race. So.
And if fans are coming down here this weekend, where can they kind of get their hands on some of this swag?
Yeah, we've got over 6 locations, including the main store tent over by Buckingham Fountain right behind us.
Yeah, literally right behind us.
Yep. And then driver merch is also over there in some side tents, along with in Butler Field, open to the public. You can shop some of the trailers over there.
Now I got to put you on the spot. What's your favorite design of everything you guys have put together for this weekend?
We've got a lot of good things. We've made some custom hockey jerseys and baseball jerseys that are a lot of fun. And then my personal favorite, and it's really just because of my family, is this little car here. My daughter, every trip I go on, got to bring her the collectible die-cast home.
This is so cool. Olive would love this. Right? Justin, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so much fun down here. May have to bring you guys back a little bit of swag when I get back to the studio.
Natalie's going to love that. She was just commenting on how much she loves everything about that.
You know, and Brian, we love that hot dog shirt. I bought a NASCAR shirt because I'm going to be at the race tomorrow, and it came, and it's like a tiny tank top. It is not what I ordered. It's like a crop tank top, so I will not be wearing that.
You need backup.
No,
here.
yeah, so, you know, a size
So
small.
we'll get you this for tomorrow.
Size small in the hot dog shirt. All right, thank you, Brian.
People have gotten introduced to the sport who weren't previously introduced to the sport. And, you know, NASCAR has a huge fan base that has traveled to Chicago and has brought massive energy.
Okay, so if you've been anywhere near Grant Park of late, you've already seen it's happening. NASCAR racing back into town this weekend.
But before they take any laps around the streets, they've got to close those streets first.
The drivers, the fans, they love their sport, they love their cars, and it's just palpable. It's amazing.
On your mark, get set. Hold up, can't go there. All the major closures ahead of the NASCAR Chicago Street Race started this week, and they continue Thursday night. The west and eastbound lanes of Roosevelt Road are now closed between Michigan and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. By Friday morning, Lakeshore Drive will be shut down in both directions from Randolph to Soldier Field. Head to Fox32Chicago.com because there are even more closures for the actual race weekend. It's all clearing the way for this. Here's the map of the route drivers will take, same as last year. Saturday, there's the Xfinity Series. Then Sunday, the main event, the Cup Series against the backdrop of Lake Michigan.
It is just a perfect opportunity to tell the story of how amazing this city is. And you get to see that, whether it's again through the broadcast or through all the visuals that you're seeing on social media. It's just a great way to tell a positive story.
And if you want to be part of the story, tickets are still available online. The cheapest ones start at $294 for general admission.
An 8-year-old boy has died after a mass.
I was trying to unmic it. I was trying to that got me off my square. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So I gotta pay $295 minimum, and I can't drive out my house because they got the streets blocked off. Child, yes, that does affect me if I'm not going like to the hood or whatever. If I'm going downtown, like it's a done easy, okay? I'm on Lakeshore Drive. So, yes. Oh, BJ, see you in a minute. Like, you ain't gonna have no seat. Like, you might not have a seat for $295, but that's also, they have the entertainers. I don't see any urban entertainers on the list. So if you like country and rock music, this more country than anything, they'll be there for you. Yes, I want to go back to, like, I already told y'all about T. Lee, okay, Mr. Terrence Lee. He used to be on in my mornings, and him and Anita Blanton sing both of them, and that black realness and that foreignness, yes, good. But they took T. Lee, Terrence Lee, off the mornings, and they one of the morning ladies, Nia Padilla, went away, and what is that, Rosalind? She retired, so they went away. So they changed it up, and they brought in Brian Jackson, and I was looking like, who are these people? And even the white girl, Natalie Bonke, she is cute, and she be wearing her shoes, girl. Shouts out to y'all. Anita Blanton went to a little things, and then she might fill in the later morning. And this young man that you're about to see, I forget people's names. I'm sorry. And he's been on the news for like eternity. He's in the morning, and I see he's back in the afternoon with T. Lee. But yes, we have some gorgeous people that I don't know if Fox did that on purpose for their newscasting. They got some fine young people on there. So yes, the NASCAR is tearing up the city. Only good thing about it is, like, okay, they're gonna make sure the streets is paved right there on Lakeshore Drive. But just now they just started paving the roads going south on Lakeshore Drive. Like, soon as you get past McCormick Place going south, it's known they have a few humps that will tear up your car going towards that 31st Street beach. So at least they fixed the streets. But they have been building on NASCAR since the beginning of June. After the holiday, it takes them that long. And they built the grandstand and start closing the roads over time. And so next, we have some unfortunate news. Yesterday morning, instead of being ready to get out on the grill and be with your family in a positive way, we have a negative way. I'm going to give my thoughts on this after we show this clip. 2 women, an 8-year-old boy, and were killed. They call it a mass shooting. And by definition, anytime more than 4 people, I think it is, are wounded or killed, it's called a mass shooting. So I think a lot of times when we think about mass shooting, we think about all these big tragic things, but it's literally down to the number. If 4 people are affected, it's called a mass shooting. So we have that they were shot at their house. So we're going to hear this story. Where's my mouse? I wish I could touchscreen my TV too to make it faster.
Boy has died after a mass shooting that took place early this morning on the south side, bringing the death toll to 3.
Yeah, 2 women were also killed.
2 other children tonight in critical condition. Our Tia Ewing has details from Grand Crossing.
I honestly can't even tell you what I thought was going on.
Frank Mixon was home visiting from college when he woke up to gunfire.
I just woke up, went upstairs, and I just saw a massacre of everything, you know. So it was very vivid for the mind for me to just see everything. It was crazy.
His mother, Nikisha Strong, in her 40s, was killed. Mixon said she worked hard. She was an employee of FedEx.
My mom, like, such an amazing woman. No one ever showed me how to go get in and work hard like her. Working day and night, take care of kids who aren't hers.
Described as the person in the family that would get everyone together here at her home in the 7100 block of Woodlawn. A neighbor reported seeing men knocking on the door at around 6:15 Thursday morning. Those knocks turned into gunfire.
2 vehicles pulled up into the area. Multiple subjects exited those vehicles and fired at this residence. Multiple shell casings were recovered from both a rifle and a handgun.
Chicago police tell us also killed was a woman in her 20s. The family says her name is Capri Edwards, described as Strong's niece by family. The people responsible for this shooting have not been tracked down. As for Mix, he was surrounded by his high school coaches. The now college basketball player says his mother would want him to stay focused and keep going.
Yeah, my mom was one of the most wonderful women you could ever meet in your life. Definitely the love of my life for sure.
Chicago police tell me this is still a very active investigation of what happened in Grand Crossing. If you have video or you know anything about the circumstances, you can submit an anonymous tip to Chicago police by going to cpdtip.com. Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
This is a very, very unfortunate situation that has happened with this family. That young man is super brave to have just like been a witness to his mother's murder, essentially. And I'm not coming through clearly. Ugh. And to be able to talk so calmly, to even be on camera. I'm just going to talk through the blur. To be able to talk through that, he is immensely brave and strong. And to be in college, you know, you got to go back to school in a month or a couple of weeks without your mama and your cousin and your, I don't know if that was his little brother that passed away. Also, like, this is going to be a mass funeral. But these are the types of things that they talk about Chicago is known for, like it's nothing new to us. It is, but it isn't. This is what they like to put out that always happens. There are several other stories that came up, and they was like, this block is fairly quiet. That doesn't happen that much right there on that block with that area. That area, how long? It might take me 10 minutes to get over there. It's not that far. Excuse me if I keep doing my lips, because on my camera, I can see myself on the camera and it has like red lights or whatever. It looks like my lips is super crusty or whatever. And then when I look on the screen, it's not. But that don't happen all the time. I will tell you that it happened at 6 a.m. in the morning. That was not random. It was not just, a weird act of violence. It was intentional. If they get up out the car, because they was in the car and they said they came in and they had a rifle and guns, they did that intentional. It was somebody in there that they wanted to hurt, allegedly, right? Now, sometimes when you go to a person's home at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know people at home. It's a holiday too. They sleep. They didn't have any regard for the multiple children that were there. That also part of this story is she had a 1-year-old child in the home. The mother shielded the child from being hurt. She laid on top of the child. It was 3 children in the house, young children in the house that were hers. I'm sorry that I didn't get that part. I didn't choose the video with that part on it. So she was shielding her child from death, essentially. So, like, it's a lot to it. Sometimes they will come to your house looking for people that may or may not be there. Relatives. She had relatives in the house. Sometimes you cross somebody the wrong way and they feel that that's the way to rectify it. But women don't typically be victims of that stuff. That's usually some gang shit or something, some dude that was looking for a man of some sort. You could be having sex in relationships. She was my age. So unfortunately, some of these dudes be still in the life. Still gangbanging, still doing things, still selling drugs, still doing anything. And women, they just in the crossfire. It's unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. So your prayers be with them and the family. People are not happy about this in the city, so they're going to be doing some snitching. They're definitely going to be doing some snitching on the internet, all of that. So yeah, prayers out to the family, and I'm gonna do my help. If you see something, say something. This is not a situation that y'all need to be quiet on, because way too many people were affected. They weren't happy with one of her deliveries or something. Look, they don't even do FedEx in the hood. It's usually UPS. Hey darling, I hope that your business is going well. And look, I know I'm doing things differently. I usually write all the stories down so I know what I'm doing next. I didn't even write it down. Okay, and so this is another story. Oh, I forgot I did 2 stories on this. So we're going to play this one. This is the more detailed one about it as well.
And 2 children critically injured. Tia has been in the neighborhood talking to investigators and neighbors. Tia, what do we know about the victims?
We're outside of Comer Children's Hospital right now, Sylvia. What I can tell you is July 4th will never be the same moving forward for this family. This is definitely a time where families get together and they celebrate. But sadly now, this family is planning for 2 funerals. We know a woman in her 20s is now dead. Her aunt in her 40s is now dead. And 2 of her children are here at Comer Children's Hospital fighting for their lives. A 3rd child, age 8 years old, is also fighting for his life. He's related to this family, and as of right now, what we know is this all started with just a knock on their front door.
I honestly can't even tell you what I thought was going on.
Frank Mixon was home visiting from college when he woke up to gunfire.
I just woke up, went upstairs, and I just saw a massacre of everything, So it was very vivid for the mind for me to just see everything. It was crazy.
His mother, Nikisha Strong, in her 40s, was killed. Mixon says she worked hard. She was an employee of FedEx.
My mom, such an amazing woman. No one ever showed me how to go get in and work hard like her. Working day and night, take care of kids who weren't hers.
Described as the person in the family that would get everyone together here at her home on the 7100 block of Woodlawn. A neighbor reported seeing men knocking on the door at around 6:15 Thursday morning. Those knocks turned into gunfire.
2 vehicles pulled up into the area. Multiple subjects exited those vehicles and fired at this residence. Multiple shell casings were recovered from both a rifle and a handgun at the scene.
Chicago police tell us also killed was a woman in her 20s. The family says her name is KeKe Edwards, described as Strong's niece by family. She shielded her 1-year-old child. That child is now safe. Her 5- and 7-year-old sons are here at Comer in critical condition. Their cousin, an 8-year-old, was also shot and is in critical condition. The people responsible for this shooting have not been tracked down. As for Mixon, he was surrounded by his high school coaches. The now college basketball player says his mother would want him to stay focused and keep going.
What kills me the most, just like, we was just together like 2 or 3 days ago talking about me going to another school or whatnot for basketball on another scholarship as well. While my mom was here, she just gonna tell me the same thing, like, take it on the chin, keep going. Like, my mom was one of the most wonderful women you could ever meet in your life. Definitely the love of my life for sure.
So again, you heard Mixon's story that he was in the house when all of this unfolded. Luckily, he was able to walk away from this, but tragically, several of his family members were shot. 2 of them, as we've reported, now dead, including his mother. As for what Chicago police are doing right now, they are still scouring that neighborhood, looking for surveillance video. They say 2 vehicles are involved in all of this. They're hoping to give us an update here shortly to let us know a little bit more information. But as of right now, if you know anything about this crime, you can submit an anonymous tip by going to cpdtip.com. Live from outside of Comer.
So, yeah, they did say the 8-year-old passed away. So I have a feeling like this is not a situation that's going to go unanswered. They're going to get somebody going to snitch. It's going to be some street justice going on out there. They're going to get some type of justice. And like I said, the fact, if you got the audacity to walk up to somebody's door to do something, it was highly intentional, highly planned, and there's a lot more to this story than what we know. Again, pray for the family. Our next story is a little bit lighter, okay, but it's a little bit sad in other sentiments. If you are familiar with the South Loop, that's right before you get right to the downtown, okay, Roosevelt Road. One of our very nice theaters, the Showplace Icon. They've been open, I don't know if it's been 20 years yet, but they're closing. I've heard they want to rebrand, but.
Tonight, a showstopper in the South Loop, a beloved movie theater, has closed without notice.
Yeah, our Nate Rogers is standing by. Nate, you've been talking to some disappointed movie fans, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. And Don, I got to tell you, they're known for their convenient location and their luxury heated seats. But unfortunately, the theater here in Roosevelt Square is now closed. Some of the employees found out about a week ago, reportedly, but many of the customers we talked to today found out today when they showed up to watch a movie and could not get inside.
It's so sad. I can't believe it.
After 15 years, the Showplace Icon Theater and Kitchen at Roosevelt Collection Shop now permanently closed.
I literally was there on Friday last weekend, I swear to God, and I love this theater. It's like so close to my house.
All day long, moviegoers turned around after met with signs on the door advising that tickets purchased in advance would be automatically refunded. Unbeknownst to patrons, Sunday was the last show.
We have nowhere to go because, I mean, this is entertainment for us, and we already have food deserts on the west side, south side. Now we don't have entertainment. You know, we need stress relievers.
The luxury cinema opened in 2009 and is reportedly closing as its parent company is ceasing operations nationally. Like many theaters, attendance here has been low since the pandemic. Also, gunshots rang out inside the Showplace Icon last year. No one was hurt.
I'm a big movie theater guy. I love going to the theater and the whole experience, so it sucks to see theaters struggling.
And the theater's parent company, Carasotes, based right here in Chicago, they're also closing the theaters that are in California and Minneapolis. The managers here at Roosevelt Square say they are in talks with theater partners to find a new theater to move in. Of course, those talks not made public just yet. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story, keep you updated on air and online. In the South Loop, Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
Okay, and as we said before, we have some handsome and gorgeous women and news anchors are very easy on the eyes. He's right about lacking entertainment. I would like to see maybe an independent theater or AMC come in here. We have one west by Ford City Mall, and that's like I'm east, and that's like complete west. I don't like really going there, but they have excellent seats. It's just the distance. It takes me like 30 minutes to get there street, and I can only take the streets pretty much. Excuse me. We had one it was independently owned. They keep going through new managers. 87th and the Dan Ryan, that's off of our expressway. That was on the south side. They tried to upgrade. It was real ghetto for a minute. Then they sold it to new owners and they upgraded because it was a lot of your children coming there and just doing what they want to do. They put a bar in it. They had it was good also for us independent artists. They could come in and, some of my comrades premiere their movies. You could rent out the movie theater. We would have parties or whatever, like when Wakanda Forever came out. One of my girls planned it out and, rented 3 theaters, had vendors, and a nice time. You get the food delivered to your seat, drinks, you got VIP service. It's nice. They've recently closed that. So the next thing you got is you got to go all the way, downtown basically. And that's the next closest one in the South Loop. Now that one's closed. Now you have to go downtown to go to the movies, or you got to go to the south suburbs. So unfortunately, they're also saying that the theater industry is just not what it is. A movie can come into the theater today, and within 3 weeks, we can buy it on Google, or it's on one of our streaming platforms. Netflix is killing. You got to buy all these apps and whatever to watch movies, and that's kind of messing up the actual theater experience. Sometimes I just love the theater experience. I've been wanting to go to the movies recently. I want some popcorn. Like, there's that, Nothing beats a little date, at the theater, bring a little blanket, I hope that they do find a new theater partner and they can fix that. That wasn't a ghetto one. I know you're saying people of color cut up, but for a while it's not like black. It's mixed, very photogenic. You can go to the bar and have a good meal, good drink. So it's unfortunate that it closed. I got an email from them saying, yeah, we closed. So your membership or whatever is I'm like, okay, girl, okay. So a lot of people are kind of heartbroken behind that, but good luck to them. So our next story will be, I think this might be our last local story. I told you local news is going to be long tonight. The village of Dalton in the Thornton Township. Those who are not from here, those are two different things. We're talking about the self-proclaimed super mayor down there to the village of Dalton. If you watch the Dalton Trustees movie, YouTube channel, you can see our trustee meetings. I said I was going to cut some clips up. It's really ignorant, okay? But it's still funny. I am affected by this. But a local activist, Jedediah Brown, he was in attendance of our July 1st meeting. And he said some words. They weren't, 2 minutes in the beginning. But he had to come back and he said a few words. And I'm just going to let these videos play. So it's going to be 2 videos, okay? There's going to be the news coverage of the video. And right behind that is going to be the people that was there, the behind the scenes coverage of the video. So here we go.
Now we turn to the controversy in the south suburbs. It's hit new heights, this time even leading to a person taken away in handcuffs at a board meeting last night in Dalton. Our Mugo Odigwe in the CBS Chicago control room with more on the outrage last night. Mugo also, of course, updating us on how we got here.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. So from an investigation into Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and whether or not she misused public funds to a sexual assault allegation, we know Dalton board meetings, they have been chaotic. And last night, Audrina, was no different.
Did you rape that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Now that is activist Jedediah Brown walking from the podium over to village trustee Andrew Holmes. An officer pushes Brown away while Holmes is stopped from walking over to him. Brown is eventually pulled out of the meeting by officers. Holmes is accused of sexually assaulting a former Dalton employee. His accuser says it happened during a village-funded trip in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, members of the firefighters union also spoke up last night.
Since January of 2020, the village has chose not to settle a contract and refused to bargain with us. They have ignored all requests to reach an agreement and resolve the current situation going on within the fire department.
The union also claims money taken out of their paychecks has not been put in their retirement funds, and add their health insurance premiums are not being paid by the village. And this has led to claims being denied or even sent to collections. Now, we heard an update as well on former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's investigation into Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. In an email, Lightfoot wrote she is making, quote, consistent progress, digging into the accusations that Henyard misused village money. Now, Henyard has repeatedly claimed that she did not do that. But we also know the FBI is investigating things at Dalton Village Hall. At this point, though, they still will not elaborate on who is being investigated. We'll, of course, keep you updated. We're live in the control room. Mugo Odigwe, CBS 2 News.
Mugo, thank you so much for those updates from last night.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody, please, please.
What happened, Rigo? Excuse me, bro. What he do? What he did with Trump? Ran the stage trying to hit
Let's go.
I hope they're going to go to jail.
I don't get permission to leave at home.
They crazy. They absolutely insane.
Everyone has to go. Ma'am, everyone has to go. It's a whole other thing. Ma'am.
To get resources.
I'm going to the station. Come on. Going to the police.
Everybody, please. You not gonna hurt. Take it out. Y'all hurt a lot of people. Here we go. Let's go. We don't got a station right here. Y'all hurt a lot of people.
Watch your back. The car's coming out.
We gotta go. Get them out of here.
Hey, y'all come in and clean the top. Yeah. Y'all go do this. I got the outside. Y'all go do this. Come on.
Okay, they just put them in handcuffs. I want everybody that can meet us at the Dalton police station, okay? Meet us here at the Dalton police station. All of you are supposed to be here. This is not right. We talked about that. You gotta go back. You gotta go back there. You gotta go back. Apologize for that. Stop talking about white people while you work here. There's white people that live here. So stop talking about white people.
What'd they say?
She said some stuff about white people and I caught her. She said bad stuff about white people. You serve us here. You serve us. Did he swing? I don't know.
It's always gotta be a Karen somewhere.
Our sister's still suffering too. I guess that's.
There's nothing.
I guess they have history.
I'm gonna switch videos because there's nothing really more to play about it. And she keep going into her white tears about them saying bad stuff about white people. But there's another video. I'm just not gonna play it because other people are going live, and I know this was long tonight. Jedediah Brown stayed in jail all night long. But they said he said they didn't do him dirty. They let him even brush his teeth. He said they treated him with respect, and they dropped some of the charges. Why is every time I get on the screen look ugly? The internet goes crazy. They treated him decent, and so that he was fine with that, and he just gotta go to court. I'm going to quickly play the video so you can see all of what he said. It's really quick, and yeah, we'll get past this story. And people from all around come to this little rickety ass town for these meetings. This man right here is from Washington, D.C. and thought he was going to say something to change something. No, sir.
So I didn't actually fly here. I drove here. But
you know what? I'm back again. Okay, we did our shit show. And you all were hard-headed. Do me a favor. You're going to hear the same lies over and over. The same answers. You're not going to get anything new with all the cat calls. So this meeting is our trustees meeting. Can we give them the respect? Because you don't care about that other bullshit anyway. Now, we got Delgado. He unasked that fee. Did he not? We want the rest of his firm to unask it too, because you are the idiot that sat at the township meeting looking the same way you do now. And when folks want to quote the law to me, bring a lawyer, a real lawyer with a law book, because that bullshit she's spouting don't mean shit. She sits here and tells us what her job is and what their job is, but she disregards their job. She won't let them do it. So don't quote the law to me when it works for you. Quote the law to me when it works for everybody.
So I was a little upset and frazzled earlier. I'm just going to be very specific. First of all, I want to give kudos to your staff. Everybody finally seemed to have gained a mind of their own for the most part. And the respect that's given is the respect that's reciprocated. We could have been here a long time ago. Definitely shocked and proud to see Brother Stan Brown, because I was ashamed to be a Brown, but it seems like you're finally catching up. And literally, I think that what the people are asking for is not unreasonable. And it is really interesting to see somebody sitting in the people's business speaking about not being prepared to answer questions of an elected official. And to think that they can do that with an attitude or sass or zestiness is a little disrespectful. And so I would encourage Mr. Freeman to make sure that the next time you come, you do like Kiana and just bring all your damn files. And then the last thing that I'm gonna say is I didn't notice that my good fellow advocate Andrew Holmes was in the building. And that's why literally I wish that I would have looked up before I read the statement, because as it relates to you, you're the reason that I'm here. And you're the reason that everybody is going through what they're going through as it relates to an advocate, because you're supposed to be one. But you've been accused of something that's very shameful. And the least you could have done is given us a very basic and comprehensive statement, literally giving sympathy and understanding to a survivor, be it that you felt that it was true or not, and you could have at least declared your innocence, which noted you haven't done. And so I'm simply asking you right now, because me sitting here looking at your face, I'm utterly disgusted. Because how dare you take your ass back outside and stand with any family when there's a woman with a child that's waiting on a response from you, literally as an elected official and as an advocate about what you did. Was it consensual? Was it not? Did you rape that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Yeah, man, we right. You know, I'm going to. Hey, out of order, you out of order, you out of order, hey. See? Get back. Jay.
So I want to point out, you are right. The people are filming with the cell phones. Those women, the older women, they had no problem walking up to see the action. Please notice that the trustees did not budge. I don't know if they was looking to see somebody get their ass whooped or not. Usually people leave, but they did not. Okay. The ones that was the real niggles and the gangsters in this setup, those were the ones that were running and hiding and getting to the side. Yes, she is staying away from the fray. Okay. They're telling them to cut the line. Look at the whole over here, this whole line of trustees over to the side. Brown, Belcher, Norwood is over here by Brother Holmes. All of them, they just, they just stood their ground. They was like, it is what it is. Brother Brown stood on business, as they like to say. And he meant what he said, but he said that, Andrew Holmes was like, come on over here. So he was like, come get a piece of me. And he was like, and I'm finna give it to you, sir. So that's the way he felt. He was like, if you about that life, let's go. I know I've been in the presence of both of them. Okay. I think Jedediah Brown, unless he moved out there, like he really lives, he's always on my side of town. Brother Holmes, I'm shocked that these allegations are even against him. Like, I wanted to ask for an interview, but I know he can't say nothing, so I'm not going to waste my time. I don't think that he'll go down easy because he out in the streets, but baby, that young whippersnacker, I think Jedediah Brown is younger than me. He would have gave you a 2-piece and a biscuit, sir, if he had got close. Like, that male pride and that pissing contest or whatever. But yeah. And the survivor, as he said, Aaliyah, she was out there when he got out of jail. It's a big thing. So it's on the internet and you can watch it if you want to. That was a little key. Our last story, we got one more story. I think this is the last Chicago story. We spent a whole hour on Chicago. It's been an interesting week, okay? Jack in the Box. Some of y'all had Jack in the Box in your towns. We don't. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Able to get Jack in the Box in Chicago for nearly 5 decades, but that's about to change. The Trib, porting the West Coast fast food chain, known for its burgers and mini tacos, is returning to the Chicago area next year. 8 new locations will pop up, mostly in the suburbs, including Naperville, Lake in the Hills, Tinley Park, and one near Midway. And this is just the beginning because the CEO is hoping to open 125 stores in the near future.
Only taco I know, Don, where once you hold it in your hands long enough that the shell becomes translucent and you can see through it inside the taco. You ever notice that?
You're making it up.
I'm not. I grew up on Jack in the Box. But I digress. Let's get to
organizations in Florida are helping.
Anthony Bones said, I have you talking about get here. I haven't had Jack in the Box since I was down in the South, Texas. They don't have none up here. Ain't had none in my whole lifetime. Are you jealous? Y'all got other stuff that we don't have. So yeah, Jack in the Box, that was like out the blue. But I wanted to let y'all know we getting more Chick-fil-A's and Jack in the Boxes. Okay, so next, that has been concluded, our local news, and we're gonna keep on trucking, baby. And we are going next to
worldwide and national news.
Well, why don't you open up a franchise? You got that money. You got that Skrilla. Or we can open up a Zaxby's together. I know you got more money than me, but I've got the paperwork of what a franchise of a Zaxby's costs. We will make the money right back in less than a year and get some more investors. And maybe we can ask Roxanne. She finances everything from here to Georgia, apparently, in Las Vegas. And we'll make our money right back. They don't have no Zaxby's in the city of Chicago. So they will come to us and we can keep it clean and not get off. But those first Jack in the Boxes, they're going in the white neighborhood, in the white suburbs, and the west suburbs. So you're going to have to travel to get there. They're not in the city. Mind you, they know what to do. Okay, so now we're world news. We've had this Hurricane Beryl, and that's just what she's doing. She's coming over here barreling in, messing up Jamaica. Now she's on her way to Mexico. She's on vacation. So let's go.
Those impacted by Hurricane Beryl. They're packaging supplies aids for aid kits we sent out to various different folks. It includes things such as water bottles and more. They're all going to be sent out shortly to places that the hurricane has already passed. Well, Hurricane Beryl now barreling through parts of Mexico. Lillian Wu has the latest on the storm's impact and where it's headed next.
Hurricane Beryl making landfall in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula Friday morning. The storm now Category 2, packing winds of up to 110 miles an hour, hitting popular tourist destinations like Tulum and Cancun. Those areas expected to see between 4 and 6 inches of rain. Tourists visiting the area from the U.S. preparing as best they could before Beryl made landfall.
This morning we woke up and just filled all of our empty water bottles with water from the tap and put them in the freezer.
The storm making its way to Mexico after leaving behind devastation in the Caribbean, where at least 9 people have been killed.
I never experienced nothing like that before. The wind was so devastating.
On the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 95% of homes have been heavily damaged or broken. In Jamaica, roofs can be seen ripped from buildings, and debris is scattered across roadways, making travel difficult. People there assessing the damage say they did not know what to expect as they waited for the storm to pass.
While it was happening, you honestly did not know the devastation that you were going to see. We have no internet, no contact with the outside world, nothing.
Hurricane Beryl is expected to regain strength as it enters the Gulf of Mexico this weekend. Parts of northeastern Mexico and southern Texas now bracing for the storm's impact. Lillian Wu, Fox 32, Chicago.
This new video shows the destruction of a historic bridge in Jamaica following Hurricane Beryl. You can see debris covering the centuries-old flat bridge in St. Catherine Parish. The evacuation order was in place yesterday for those living in areas that are prone to flooding. A more new video shows what one driver had to deal with on some of the roads in Jamaica. You can see the trees covering the roads just toppled down from some of the high winds. It seems very similar in other areas of Jamaica as the cleanup process continues. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls for a look at the current conditions, and thankfully it looks like the storm is at least starting to slow down a little bit.
It's starting to slow down a little bit, and it has further weakened. So right now, Hurricane Beryl is currently the center of circulation. There we go. Is smack dab over the northern extent of the Yucatan Peninsula, but we have maximum sustained wind still of 85 norms. So we have maximum wind gusts at 115 miles per hour. However, the storm is still moving to northwest at about 16 miles per hour. As it moves to the northwest, as you just heard, it is expected to continue to weaken, likely becoming a tropical storm as it moves back out over the Gulf. But watch what happens as this begins to approach the Texas-Mexican border here. So we're likely going to see this re-intensifying to become a Category 1 storm once again sometime early on Sunday. And then as it makes its approach, it's expected to keep its strength as a Category 1. And you'll also notice here that the track has shifted to the north just a little bit. And this is not good news for Texas. So the southern tip of Texas likely looking at a landfall sometime early on Monday as a Category 1 storm. Now,
U.S. Marshals have recovered.
So all my Texas people, check in with me. Even my Mexican, I forget, I'm world renowned. I'm like candy. I'm known all over the world, worldwide, baby. So even my people down in Jamaica, my people down in Mexico, check in, okay? Check in. If I know you, I'm going to check in on you. That is a lot of devastation in Jamaica. And of course, we know the tourist attractions will bounce back much quicker than the people who are native there. And I'm sure that a lot of that footage is from the poor areas or the people that aren't as prosperous as the tourist areas. And it's going to take them a while to bounce back. So I hope that not only our country, but other countries reach out to them and help them. They have enslaved those people and pillaged their country anyway. So time to give back and save them people and them children. So next is our story where there were 200 children found that was on the missing persons list. And they have worked hard and created a new system to find these children. And let me play the news.
U.S. Marshals have recovered 200 missing children over the past 6 weeks.
This was part of a nationwide operation. Tia is at the live desk with details on this. Tia?
Well, it's a good thing that they rescued these children because they were in danger, Terrence and Sylvia. Operation We Will Find You Too was conducted from May 20th to June 24th. U.S. Marshals targeted areas with a high cluster of missing endangered children across the entire country. Many of the children were rescued from dangerous situations like sex trafficking and child exploitation. Out of the 200, 173 children were endangered runaways. 25 were considered missing. A family member abducted one, and one was a non-family abduction. The youngest recovery was a 5-month-old, and officials say many victims of human trafficking were moved from state to state before they were discovered.
We know that it's a 16-year-old female out of the Phoenix greater area that unfortunately looks like was trafficked in Los Angeles and then in Miami, and then she was recovered in Michigan.
And there was another child that was located pretty close to our viewing area, located in Hammond, Indiana. A man was arrested in that case.
Okay, this is more of the news, the red lights, okay? And I know, I'm sorry, I meant to say welcome to the people that come in. I'm gonna give a formal welcome after this segment. The Prime Minister down to the UK has stepped down. What is his name? Rashid. Rashid. Let me not, because I know what I want to call him, and it's a wrestler's name, and I can pronounce it better if I can see it. But yeah, the prime minister of the UK has stepped down, and they have now announced a new prime minister. And Red is in the chat like, what? Yes, what?
From now on, you have a government unburdened by doctrine, guided only by the determination to serve your interest, to defy, quietly, those who have written our country off.
The United Kingdom has a new government and a new prime minister following a landslide victory by the country's centre-left Labour Party. But the country's new leader will not have much time to celebrate his new victory, as he's likely to have a very busy schedule in the coming days. Caroline Shively has more on exactly who this new leader is.
Good afternoon.
Keir Starmer addressing his country shortly after meeting with King Charles III and being named the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Our country has voted decisively for change, for national renewal, and a return of politics to public service.
Starmer's center-left Labour Party steamrolled to victory, winning more than 410 seats in Parliament and delivering a devastating defeat to the Conservative government, which had been in power for 14 years.
It's been a very bad night for the Conservatives, reduced to under 120 seats, which is its worst defeat in living memory.
Starmer says he and his new government are now focused on the work ahead, including fixing the country's National Health Service, shoring up other public services, and reviving an economy plagued by inflation.
This will take a while, but have no doubt that the work of change begins immediately.
I think in terms of foreign policy, we won't see very much difference. Keir Starmer's Labour government will continue to back Ukraine against Russia very strongly. We'll try and maintain the special relationship with the United States of America.
The UK's previous Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, congratulated his opponent and expressed gratitude for his time as the UK's leader, while acknowledging the country's citizens were ready to head in a different direction.
You have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters.
Starmer will not have to wait long for his debut on the world stage, as he's expected to attend the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. next week. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox 32, Chicago.
Now he gonna be fat with his $600 million. Right. So good. I think people all over the world are looking for a change. They're looking for something different. They're looking for a better living situation. And now they're starting to say and show, I hope that in America that we can do what I'm going to say, what I believe is decent for our future, and choose the lesser of two evils. Okay. On to our next story. While we're talking about that, we're going to go into the story about Israel and Hamas, and hopefully a ceasefire deal.
Could see a pause in fighting soon. Israel and Hamas appearing to be inching closer to a possible ceasefire deal tonight. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke with President Biden today, saying he plans to send a negotiating team to continue the talks. The Israeli Security Cabinet also meeting today to discuss Hamas's latest response to that proposal. The U.S.-backed plan comes in 3 phases, including a ceasefire and the exchange of 120 Israeli hostages, both dead and alive, for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners.
This is the way forward. This is the way to end the conflict in Gaza. This is the way to get the hostages home.
As Israel and Hamas inch closer to a possible deal, tensions are building on Israel's northern front. Hezbollah says it launched more than 200 rockets at several Israeli military bases in response to a strike that killed one of its senior commanders.
The son of a former Indianapolis.
You know, they're going to get their leg back. It is what it is. Government talk too much, so I'm gonna shut up and just move in silence. Yeah, I'm hoping that peace, at least temporary peace, because the Quran and the Bible said they're gonna be at war forever. but at least temporary peace till they figure out what's going on. And they do a ceasefire and figure it out. God bless all of those people over there in the holy war, as far as I'm concerned. Next, as we're moving on down, all my faves are going live right about now, but I'm going to do what I do because this is what I'm doing, okay? We're going to go to this next story. It's two quick videos about a young man who ran away from home. AT2 did a whole video on this. He was being abused, and allegedly his dad is a NFL football player. So he's been found. He was missing, and he's been found. So both videos are back to back about that. Let's go.
A former Indianapolis Colts player is missing and believed to be in danger.
And his dad is now a person of interest in the 14-year-old's disappearance. Terrence Lee is on the live desk with an update on the search.
Scott and Dawn, his name is Bryson Meir. He is 14 years old. There's a silver alert out for him tonight. And Indiana State Police tell me his parents are no longer cooperating.
We definitely want to get eyes on him for ourselves to ensure his safety and his well-being.
Almost 2 weeks have passed since Bryson Meir was last seen with his mother near Cleveland, Ohio. While leaving his grandmother's place, she called 911 and told officers Bryson had a black eye and may have been abused by his parents.
Local police department, within a short period of time, found that vehicle, stopped it, but only found mom to be inside. There was no Bryson.
After that, Indiana's Department of Child Services got involved, but couldn't get in touch with the family. Troopers went to their home in Logansport, Indiana several times and also couldn't get a hold of them. Until this Thursday, when Bryson's parents, former Colts player Daniel Meir and his wife Kristen, agreed to bring him to an ISP post Friday and speak with detectives. That never happened.
The attorney contacted our investigators indicating that the parents were backing out of that arrangement. Plus, that signaled a lack of cooperation.
Now, state police are considering everything, including Straightway Truth Ministries, a religious group based in Tennessee. Many online have labeled a cult. Daniel is one of its pastors. This video was posted on YouTube 4 months ago.
What happens a lot of times is we'll sit and look foolish and say foolish things, whether it's out in the open or in your hearts.
Is it possible the boys in Tennessee? It's possible. Again, we're going to continue to push forward, continue to not only investigate leads and develop things, but also attempt to communicate both through the attorney and to the family directly.
We will post a photo of Bryson on our website. Police ask that you share it on social media. And if you see Bryson, please call 911.
My bad. I thought I put both videos in there. I made a mistake. I'll have to give you an update. Well, he has been found. His parents are in custody. They found them and he is okay. That's the most I can say about that. Yes, I see you multitasking. And now that I know about genocide in Nigeria, I will do some research and put that out there. I'm sorry. I was corrected. I know, and the reason why I said Hamas, because that is what the blurb said, and that was the announcer said, but you're right, there's a war against Palestine and Israel, not Hamas. Thank you for correcting me, because I'm not above reproach. So this next story all this is world news. So, national news and world news. So if you're in the Ohio area and it's not too late, or you would like to attend the Stargazers Cannabis Festival is about to be underway. And they are looking for joint rolling contest judges and contestants as well. I'm going to take the volume off of here because I don't know if the music is approved. So I'm going to read this off to you. me. Okay, let me get my voice on. An upcoming 3-day cannabis festival in Ohio is looking to hire judges for its joint rolling competition. Stargazer Cannabis Festival will take place in July at Wisteria Campground in Ohio. See, they don't even let you read. And I can read, okay? Just recently legalized adult use recreational cannabis. Congratulations, Ohio. Organizer Thad Thompson told NBC4 that he's expecting to hire people for multiple positions and will offer a high pay grade. I see what they did there. I see. A few of those job openings are for judges who will weigh in on both the classic division and the artistic division of the joint rolling competition. For the classic division, we'll focus on traditional joints, but the artistic division could see joints in unusual shapes like tanks, cars, and birds, Thompson said. In both of those divisions, one of the criteria is how does it smoke? The potential smokability, he added. All right. So look, also, you don't have to be a smoker to roll the blunt. Back in my early days, okay, in my youths, as it Joe Pesci would say, in my youths, I've never been a smoker. And smoking is legalized here in Illinois up to the Delta 8. I would try to be cool, so I would learn how to roll the reefer blunts, and give it to the gangbangers or whoever I was with, whatever. And that's what I would do, was roll the reefer blunts. So you don't have to be a smoker to participate in this. You might be one of those people that is your job, to roll the reefer. So I'm sure that the money will be good, or maybe you're a reefer smoker and a roller. So if you're in the Ohio area, or you're going to make the pilgrimage to Ohio, go ahead and get the job, roll reefer. I respect all kinds of news here, okay? And if that's your advice, go ahead on with your bad self, okay? Our next story is the FBI launches a criminal investigation into these Chinese people who are accused and tested positive for doping in the Olympic swimming category. Like to hear, here you go.
FBI has launched a criminal investigation into 23 Chinese swimmers for doping. The swimmers tested positive for a banned substance in 2021, but were allowed to continue competing, including at the Tokyo Olympics. Now 11 of those athletes are set to compete at the Paris Olympics in just 3 weeks. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details.
Swimming's international governing body confirms the FBI has launched an investigation into Chinese swimmers who failed doping tests but were allowed to continue competing. Some of them are now headed to the Summer Games in Paris this month. The controversy began just weeks before the Tokyo Games in 2021, when nearly 24 Chinese swimmers tested positive for a banned substance. Chinese authorities blamed food contamination at their hotel. The World Anti-Doping Agency did not challenge that explanation and allowed the athletes to compete. They went on to win 3 gold medals in Tokyo. That decision by the Anti-Doping Agency was not disclosed until April of this year. And since then, U.S. lawmakers have pushed the Justice Department to investigate the case under a federal law that allows investigations into suspected doping conspiracies, even those outside the U.S.
It is rather frustrating that over time, I never have felt like I was competing in a clean field.
At a congressional hearing last month, Michael Phelps and other Olympians criticized the World Anti-Doping Agency for inconsistently enforcing the rules.
As athletes, our faith can no longer be blindly placed in the World Anti-Doping Agency, an organization that continues to prove that it is either incapable or unwilling to enforce its policies consistently around the world.
Phelps saying if athletes aren't held accountable, the Olympics will lose credibility.
I think that's why we're here today, trying to fight for that change for the next generation.
Andrew Dimbert, thank you.
Vanessa Hudgens appears to slam.
Look, you can't even hear me. I'm sorry. Michael Phelps is saying, you going to get me for weed, you going to get everybody. Okay. I think that is just a ludicrous situation for the people to say, it's dope in my system, but it was what I ate. It made that come up on the test. I don't know how they let that slide. I don't know how that. That's funny. That's funny, but whatever floats your boat does not rock mine. Okay, we are here at the halftime, but this is the long halftime because there's not as much on the back end today. But if you're just tuning in, I am live right now on YouTube, on Twitter, okay, and down to the Facebook. You Facebook people, y'all don't deserve me because most of y'all I know, and y'all don't show me enough love, honey, okay? And right now I'm having trouble with the StreamYard connecting to my actual fan page down to the YouTube, down to the Facebook. Also follow my fan page on Facebook, Princess A.V. All of that stuff is there, okay, except for maybe the Twitter X, but it's up here, like on my YouTube channel at the top, and my link tree is all there. You can follow me everywhere, IG, all that good stuff. So yes, my name is Princess A.V. You are here at the House of the Princess. You are watching 50/50 News, where the news is 100% factual with a small twist of ratchet. I thank all of y'all for being here. I would appreciate if you hit the like button. Also, leave a comment in the bottom. Get in the comments on the live chat. Whether you be on any platform, it helps me get into the algorithms and stay right there in between and come back on your screen. Also, I ask that you hit the notification bell, switch it to all, so you won't miss any time that I decide to go live, because I'm not live as many times as I used to, but I appreciate everyone and every time that you decide to spend your time with me. It is much appreciated. And I get right to the point, and we get to doing what we gonna do. Hopefully this weekend I have enough time or enough wherewithal. We can have a game night. We'll see what it do. So with that being said, hit the like button on all platforms that you are. Also tell your friends, come see about a player. Join the channel, subscribe to the channel, share. I appreciate you guys so much. Also give to the channel. It's big in time, I guess they say. I do accept all forms of payment. My Cash App is right at the bottom. Also, I accept super chats. At the end on the replay, I accept super thanks, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal. I appreciate everybody that gives in a financial way to help keep the channel going. I got to pay for these beautiful lights, these beautiful graphics. I'm paying for StreamYard. I'm paying for Zoom, all of that good stuff. So I need some helps. Okay. So I appreciate all of y'all and what y'all do for me. Also, let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty and go to the next thing. And that is celebrity news. Our next story is about Vanessa Hudgens. Y'all know her from High School Musical. She just have a baby. So let's go to E-News and see what they're talking about.
Vanessa Hudgens appears to slam paparazzi in a new post after welcoming her first child with husband Cole Tucker. The High School Musical alum takes Instagram with a message on July 4th, writing, "We're disappointed that our family's privacy was disrespected and exploited during this very special time due to the greed of a long lens camera feeding the media." The actress's message came shortly after she gave birth to her first child with her athlete husband. Paparazzi photos published on July 3rd captured Vanessa, Cole, and their newborn baby departing the hospital. In addition to expressing her disappointment for the lack of privacy, the new mom also includes an update on her family in the post, writing, "Despite all of that, mom, dad, and baby are happy and healthy." The update comes after Vanessa made her pregnancy reveal on the 2024 Oscars red carpet, surprising fans with her adorable baby bump in a floor-length black gown. She also showed off her bump later in the evening in a stunning sheer gown at the Vanity Fair after party. This is the first child for Vanessa and Cole, who wed in Tulum, Mexico back in 2023. Vanessa later reflected on her wedding with Vogue magazine, saying, "I couldn't have dreamt it to be any better. I knew it was going to be magical, but it exceeded my expectations." Vanessa and Cole first sparked dating rumors back in November 2020 when they were seen holding hands in Los Angeles. They shared the happy news of their engagement in Paris in February 2023 with these pics on Instagram, writing in the caption, "Yes, we couldn't be happier." The same day Vanessa confirmed her little one's arrival, she also gushed over her man in a birthday post. Alongside a sweet carousel of photos of the happy couple, the actress writes, "Happy birthday to my slice of heaven. You make the world a brighter place just by being you."
Congratulations to them. It's crazy. It makes you feel older, when you were watching these people in High School Musical or Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, all that. Now they grown, they doing it, having children and things. But I try not to say I get older, baby. I get better. You know what I'm saying? Ew. So yeah, congratulations to her. And I understand they be wanting to protect their peace, and they don't give them like a moment to breathe. It's unfortunate, but I guess it's a part of their job. We as people on YouTube, we talk about our privacy, but they have it on a whole nother level. So my next story is going to be, these are one of my last few things I want to talk about. My next story is about the tragedy of Miss KeKe Jabbar. And let me go over to the obituary. Those who don't know her, she is one of the cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville. She is the cousin of one of the main cast members, the stars, Tisha and Marceau Scott. I do want to be very particular of what I say about this story. She passed away on Tuesday. Her funeral will be Monday. She'll be lying in state on Sunday. I haven't said much, if anything. Like, I've not did anything on my channel. It was purpose by design. Wanted to, didn't. I will be putting something on my community tab today following this announcement. People like to think you don't know and they the only ones that know things, or and I'm not just saying, even referring to me. There's a lot of people that know things about this situation, and it has always been my best thoughts to be quiet, be still. All truths are known when you're being still and when you listen. So that's also why I want to be very careful with my words. It is unfortunate what has happened with her death. All of her family is sad and grieving. My one thoughts on this is, I will say that as content creators, this is not our family. And blood is always thicker in water, no matter what they think about each other or what gets along, what doesn't get along. It is unfortunate that there are two sides of their family is at odds at this time when the main goal is her being memorialized. People are forgetting that Wandelise Moore is the sister, the blood sister of KeKe's father. I have heard KeKe say out of her own mouth that she is a daddy's girl, or at least she was. That is KeKe's father, okay? Miss Connie, I've never really seen her. I've heard some things about her. I know she's come out a lot since these recent things have happened, especially the prior season's episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville and the Houston trip came out. That is her mother. I have been in the funeral business since 2016, and I've seen a lot, and I've heard a lot. And during grief and bereavement, you will see some of the worst things come out of people. If a family is already in a rocky place, most times it exacerbates the problem. But we as people on YouTube or in the audience and that are fans, we need to know that we're just that, fans. They are family. And when people don't know who KeKe Jabbar is and Love and Marriage Huntsville is no more, they still are going to be family. And they have to deal with each other without KeKe for the next 50 years. We need to make sure that we realize that she has kids. And all of the goings-ons and the lives and these videos that I found that are unfortunate that are coming out. And from my recommendation, it's divulging too much information. A lot of these people I don't know, but they're grief-stricken. I know about the uncle and all of this. Seeing as I know what I know, that was not a good idea. And I'm saying that it ain't in the best interest of KeKe and her kids on more than one level. The children are not pleased with this. They would like for everyone to be unified. Is this a sore spot? Yes. Has there been some terrible things said prior to? Yes. I'm going to say family and non-family, everybody's hands are not clean. And I do mean everybody. And knowing that I know what I know and what has been said to me and what I've heard with my own 2 ears and the things that I've seen over the past 3 years, being a former commentator of Love and Marriage Huntsville, everybody's hands are not clean. I decided to walk away from Love and Marriage Huntsville commentating for multiple reasons. It is extremely stressful, and I also think they're on too many weeks out of the year, and it takes away from the dynamic of the way they act towards each other. They used to be one of the shows that I heralded is not a lot of black drama. In the past couple of seasons, it's nothing but drama and fraud, and now they're physically fighting and accusations. This is not the way KeKe should be remembered. Her legacy is being tainted because now, instead of memorializing her and focusing on the great times and the great memories that she has given us all and the humorous times that she had, we're talking about her family fighting about who can come to the funeral and who cannot. We're focusing on who said something horrible and made horrible accusations towards her versus the good, God-fearing, forgiving woman that she was. She's forgiving and we not. That's her blood. She wanted to make it right, and we are not God. So we also have to step back, and even though certain things enrage us and make us upset about the situation, we have to step back and check ourselves and see what we can do to help and heal and bring together instead of furthering divide. Because guess what? Vengeance says the Lord's, and he's going to touch every heart, and every mind belongs to him. And whatever demons that people got to deal with, it is not up to us to chastise. It's his, because he controls it all. And trust you and me, you believe me, I have never seen his seeds begging bread, or the righteous forsake. Whenever somebody needs to pay for the wrong that they did, let them do it. He gave me a promise. That was a hard lesson that I had to learn. Step back and let him do it, because he can't do it when your hands is in it. And when you take your hands out of it, that's when he works. Baby, can't nobody touch him. When he chastises his children, because we belong to him. That's if you serve that higher power. But we already know what we do over here at the House of the Princess. The children, at least specifically the son, that's what a birdie told me, does not want the family separated during this time. If you quote me on it, you quote me on it. If you don't, you don't. I just know I've done my part to put it in the air. Now, if that is misinformation, then it's misinformation. But guess what? It's a hell of a lot of misinformation that has been given out thus far. At least I'm trying to make something positive. And that being said, this is the funeral home I have up, where they have the body of Miss Nikisha Dawson Jabbar. Okay. She is a wife and a mother first. People always overstep their boundaries in funerals. In the order, the spouse comes first. That is the immediate family. Children are immediate family. When a man takes a wife, he forsakes all others. All others. You are a family member. You are a close family member. This is no shade to either one, either side. But the people that come first are Amin and her kids. That's it. And they should be given orders. She's being... I wonder why I went back on the rain. So it's like, oh my gosh. I didn't know it went out. Oh my gosh. So what I would like to do from the House of the Princess is send flowers. I will put this on my community tab so we can do a collection. Right now, Mims is live. I believe he started his live. He is doing a fundraiser for KeKe and the kids. Okay, if you want to give to that, please do. But from the House of the Princess and its affiliates, we would like to send flowers to KeKe. And I'm asking you guys to give to that. Minimum, I think, is $120 that we would need in total to give in order to get a bouquet, not a bouquet, but a spray. It's called a spray of flowers. And if we go cheaper, there is an option to plant a tree in her name. And I really would like to do that so that the family can be comforted or know that there are people miles around that are supporting her. So I'm not going to go over the funeral and stuff because I believe that should be more private for the family. But she will lie in state, okay? When I see this received guest, I feel that is also close people in the city or whatever. But it specifically says public viewing will be held from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Sunday, July 7th, and at 8:30 a.m. until 9 a.m. Monday, July 8th at the Royal Funeral Home. And that is the arrangements for KeKe. This is down in Huntsville. Okay. I would like to note, and I also put this on my excuse me, on my community tab. You can go to the website. Let me copy and paste it here. And you can write and send your condolences, your formal condolences to the family. Please send your condolences to the family, comforting words to the family, comforting words to Amin and his children. And comforting words means no shade. You don't have to tear down the other people that did what they did and all that. None of that. Straight positive. Let's stay positive, okay? Because they need all the positivity. Knowing what I know, woo, they going through it, baby. When they say rain and pours and they going through a storm, they are going through a storm, and they need all the positivity that they can get. I'm praying that the negativity stops immediately. So this is where you can write to them. People from all around are writing to them. Again, I will put on my community tab the ways that you can send money. But sending money for the flowers, please do not send a super chat. Send it directly. Okay. Well, yesterday was open here, but I know that they have this. Yeah, I call 1-800-flowers.com. So I used to work for them. So you can always double check the prices if you don't trust me. I'll pick out a spray if that's the case, and they will go through the local florist. They used to have a lot of them. I meant to put this up yesterday and I didn't get to it. The local florist, in order to send flowers, if we have an overage of money, what I want to do is plant a tree, or if we have under amount, a single tree starts at $40. 3 trees are $89. Are y'all showing? Do y'all see this? You can't, for whatever reason. Okay, it's not showing that page. We can give a tree. We can plant a tree. In the forest of great need is what it's called. So we can also plant trees and send a flower, and I'm going to send a letter. A resolution is what it's called. A resolution to the funeral. I will write it up. And I'm going to email it to the funeral home so that the family will have it. And so if you would like to be posted on there as one of the members of the House of the Princess or a contributor to the funeral, to the flowers, then you could go ahead. I do believe, baby, I know how to do that. And I know how to do some churching. So yeah, that is that on that. Again, I would like to say rest in peace to Miss KeKe Jabbar. I decided not to ask her for an interview. Now I'm like, I wish I did. All of my comrades did. Thick Girl, she stayed over there on Thick Girl's channel, and they talk just like, good girlfriends on the telephone. So I do send my condolences out to everyone out there, to the content creators that she touched, to the people that watched her and loved her as well. I send my condolences to you. I didn't want to talk about none of these YouTube people. Okay, that's the next segment. People is literally crazy. People is literally scamming. People literally doing a lot of things. But I just wanted to just let it be today. Okay, and so if you want to, you can go over either to, I don't know what Goody's talking about. I'm sure she's laughing and gagging on somebody tonight. I have the people on my other screens live. So I'll be between Goody and Make It Make Sense. That's my boo thing. Well, no. What am I hearing? So Deb is my boo. And Make It Make Sense, that's my bae. So I will be over on both of them. He is doing a fundraiser right now as we speak, and he is very trustworthy about sending money out and all that. There are several fundraisers already there. KeKe's, I'm not KeKe. Thick Girl is over there with the fundraiser and all of that. So go support. There's several content creators there right now. So go support if you would like to give money to my boo is here. We're gonna go out. If you would like to go support though that fundraiser, please do. I trust 100% that every dime dollar that is raised over there will go towards Amin and the children. So with that being said, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go outside and give me some chicken wings or something real quick or whatever. I thank y'all for coming again. If you didn't know, now you know. My name is Princess A.V. I almost gave you my yeah, they don't give notifications. Girl. Yes, I'm on my way out the door. I'm about to go touch on some grass. And then watch my other favorite content creators. I just want to tell you that I love you if no one has told you that they love you. And I want to say, if it's possible to fix situations or get things right, or how about this? Don't end the day on a bad note. If you must cut ties with somebody or you must be angry with somebody, make sure you make it right, because tomorrow's not promised. The next minute is not promised. And check on your peoples. If they depressed, if they're having a mental health day, check on your people. Make things right if you've wronged somebody, because you don't ever know when you can. And those the people that you do got it right with, love on them, show them love, make sure that they know that you love them, verbal and non-verbal. And I love you, and I appreciate the love that y'all show to me by coming in here. My little stream, stay consistent in everything that y'all do for me. I appreciate it. This is the House of the Princess. You have been watching 50/50 News, and I would like to bid you a good night.